bars and barracks of Bosnia and Croatia are scattered men who call themselves professional soldiers, better known as mercenaries, at least 100 of them British. Even before the latest deaths, several have died in combat. This notice a tribute to Edward White of London, who died in eastern Croatia. Channel 4 News spoke to a fellow mercenary the day after.
I saw that the Chetniks were in a big barn opposite, so I shouted out down, but instead of them immediately getting down on their bellies, they just walked around the corner, blown to smithereens by machine gun fire, dead as a door now. It's bad.
Robert Hancock has since gone south to fight in Bosnia.
Right. Mark. Go.
Back in Britain, plenty more would-be mercenaries are waiting. In the West Midlands, Bob Stevenson leads a platoon of 20 or so men. He's already fought twice in Bosnia.
My friend with other horse fires a T-55. It misses and goes between tank and building, killing crew and many other people who were sitting behind tank. I reload and fire missile. Hits and destroys tank. A good day's shooting, if I say so myself.
At home, he regales two recruits with his journal of previous Bosnian exploits.
I am sure today's results will boost morale all round, as it is long overdue. My background is 14 years in the army, but the experiences basically comes from all of the guys in the group, and if you put all their experiences background within the army together, then you have a very lethal or a good crack unit.
Sam, a former bouncer from Telford, believes he has the training Bosnia's Muslims are looking for.
As a professional soldier, I served 5.5 years in the 1st Battalion Grenadier Guards. I could give a positive output to the Bosnian soldiers. I could learn them my trades, which I was trained as a long-range sniper. I could learn troops to be as good as a British soldier. And so we was doing some good for the underdogs.
His colleague, Gary, has already fought in Bosnia and now wants to go back.
Basically, I was an infantryman, done some close protection, done several tours, Northern Ireland, the Middle East. So I'd already seen action. It can be upsetting, but if you're a professional soldier, you just switch off from that and you just do your job.
But the unit's last tour of duty was less than successful. Their passports are stamped with deportation orders served when Croatian anti-terrorist police arrested them all after just 3 days in Zagreb.
We all got pulled up on a technicality of not having stamping passport within 48 hours at any police station. I think basically because the Croatian government's probably more frightened of us than the Serbs or the Muslims.
The men say money is certainly a factor, but the desire to fight in what they see as a David and Goliath conflict is paramount, though none professes any political interest in the war they want to be part of. But other would-be mercenaries don't wish to be identified. This man lives in a different area and says money was definitely on offer for fighting alongside Bosnia's Muslims.
We were offered £500 a week, which would be paid into an account for us in Yugoslavia and then transferred to our accounts in England. And as you know, in this day and age, it's not a lot of money for this type of work, but it's a lot of money in this day and age. You know, £500 a week can get you a lot of things. Obviously, you'd like to be around to spend it.
But recruitment can be disorganised. This man was supposed to meet his platoon at this junction, but they drove straight past.
If they can't manage to pick you up on the M40, how can they look after you in Sarajevo?
Well, that thought did cross my mind, actually. The only thing I can look back at is the fact that the chap who was supposed to be in charge wasn't the one who's supposed to be picking me up.
Nonetheless, having sold his car to finance the failed trip, he remains determined to get to Bosnia eventually. The military establishment looks upon mercenaries like these as naive adventurers, to put it politely. David Lord edits Combat and Survival magazine.
The younger end, who are basically unemployed people with no military training at all, who are just going out there for the thrill of being in a war zone. Once they get out there, they basically have nothing to offer, either the Croats or the Muslims, and they're just going to get in the way and get themselves hurt.
The small ads in his magazine publicise the skills of those with military training touting for business. Business like this training unit in central Bosnia, believed to be the one from which the 2 British nationals were abducted, beaten and shot. Neither has been formally identified. But it's unlikely to discourage those here who believe Bosnia needs what the British Army-trained soldier of fortune can offer.